But look around. There are lots of other specials and deals like you won't find anywhere else. Bob has top quality red garden mulch. Get 3 big bags for just $12. Or his famous no-float pine straw mulch, a huge bale for just $5.99. Inside the greenhouse, all Woodstock chimes are 10% off. Plus, all the fertilizers and the stuff you need to make your garden grow in one place and priced right. Don't forget, you buy 1 tree at Bob's low price and get a second tree just like it for half price. Go ahead, look around at all the color, then check out the exciting things happening for spring. Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, Southeast Ocala, 38th Street, in the same blooming place for 70 years.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Wednesday, you know, I always say that comedy is how people who've lived tough lives deal with bearing their soul and coming to grips with what they've had to endure in some of their tough lives, tough parts of their lives. Well, on the phone with us now is author Laura GAO. She's written a book called Messy Roots. It's a laugh-out-loud, touching and deeply engaging reflection upon her teenage years and her journey to find herself. It toggles between the past and present, China and America. It tells Laura's story with tenderness, honesty, and humor. She illustrates her coming of age as a girl who simply wants to make the basketball team, escape Chinese school, and figure out why girls make her heart flutter. Laura, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You know, sometimes comedy doesn't get the just due that it deserves, because comedy allows, I've done stand-up on and off for 15 years, comedy allows people to talk about tough situations in their lives, like you describe in the book, and do it with a smile so that it engages other people. Is that how you feel about when you wrote this book, to keep it lighthearted and funny, even though it covers some serious happenings in your life?
Yeah, I definitely wanted folks to be able to kind of get a break between all the serious topics and also have a form of self-reflection that is just laughing at yourself sometimes, and being able to appreciate what you've come through by joking about it.
Look, I love how you describe tofu as stinky tofu. Tell me what stinky tofu is, because I've had tofu before, but I don't think I've had stinky tofu.
Yeah, the kind that my folks make, they kind of ferment the tofu outside, kind of like you do with cheeses, They just like leave it outside and like all this bacteria grows on it, but it's like good bacteria apparently, and it makes it all stinky. But when you eat it, it tastes good. Like, I don't know, some weird voodoo magic is going on that's making it stinky yet very delicious.
So let me get to the crux of this, because you come from China, you're an immigrant, you're a proud Asian American, you're also a proud queer, but you're in a conservative small Texas town. You had to think you had landed on Mars or something.
Right. Yeah, it was very different. And then I have a line in there where when I'm explaining kind of where I came from, Wuhan, when I first emigrated, it's like class of preschoolers, like everyone was looking at me like I was, the alien from Mars.
Yeah, it had to be a culture shock coming from where you were at in China to come into small conservative Texas and to try to tell us about your trials and tribulations. You just wanted to make the basketball team. Talk a minute about that.
Yeah, as a teenager, you just kind of want to fit in. You want to, feel like you matter to the people around you. And at the time, my school was super athletic, so anyone else an athlete was kind of like a celebrity then. And, I didn't want to be the mathlete, right? I wanted to be the athlete. And so I joined the basketball team, and lo and behold, it was a lot of fun, but also very confusing, because then I started realizing that, wait a second, like, I like these girls around me, and like not just like them as friends. Like I feel like I'm like getting all like butterflies in my stomach when I'm around them, and so all that was just such a confusing time for me, and kind of trying to fit in basketball with my parents' expectations of who I should be when I grew up. My mom wanted me to be a doctor, and I was like super against that. And also just trying to make friends in general. It's hard sometimes connecting with people when you don't have the same culture, or when you grow up kind of ashamed to share your culture with people who may not understand it.
There are some people that are out there, because we're in a retirement area, conservative area. There's some people probably listening out there going, look, I don't share my heterosexual exploits and ups and downs. Why do I need to hear? Why is it important to hear about the trials and tribulations and the way that a gay person has to deal with society? Why is it? What would you say to somebody like that? Tell them why it's important to get your story out so it can help others. Why is it so important that you feel like you need to get your story out?
Yeah, I think for folks who are heterosexual, or like from a dominant culture or dominant identity, it can be easy to realize that like every day, just by even living as that, you are already kind of speaking out about it. When someone says that they're dating someone, immediately people's minds think that they're dating someone of the opposite gender. And so when a queer person says they're dating someone of the same gender, then it may feel like, oh, here's just like a little bit too much. But in reality, they're just kind of sharing the same exact part of their life with you, and hoping that you're not, kind of judging them for it, that you can accept them for it. So I think that's the point of the book, is to kind of uplift these voices that otherwise may not be heard, because historically, we really haven't been, and we're not trying to overspeak, straight folks. Instead, we just want a equal platform with everyone else.
How did you end up writing this book when it says in your bio, and I love sometimes the creative way people write their bios. And if you wrote your bio here, this is a great bio you wrote. It says that you began your career by doodling on Pokemon cards. Don't you know those are collectible? How are you ruining You wasted a lot of money.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I definitely doodle on a ton of Pokemon cards. Yeah, my mom probably thought they were such a waste back then. She still thinks that now, but there's a couple hung up on her fridge, so I think that means she's, at least a little bit proud of where I've come with my art journey.
Well, it says that you've been featured on NPR, Huffington Post, and most notably your parents' fridge. How important is the acknowledgement of what you've done life-wise, that is the fridge the pinnacle of, my parents finally see my success because what I'm doing is hung up on the fridge?
Oh yeah. That's like getting on the Hall of Fame right there. If you can get something on the fridge, then you're just set for life.
Yeah, everybody has that one area of their house where if I could get one item in that area for my parents, that means they think I'm good. They think I'm a success. Everybody has that.
Right.
Mine was my mom's shadow box that nobody was able to touch, or you could lose a life or limb if you touched it. And if you bought her that one figurine that she cared so much about that it got put on the shadow box, you knew that you had arrived then. It's funny how we grab the little things in life and they have so much importance. But how has this book changed you since you've written this book and the interaction with people with the book? How's it changed the way you're approaching life, or has it changed the way you're approaching it?
Yeah, I always joke that writing a memoir is kind of like therapy 2.0, like therapy on steroids, because you're really having to unpack so much about yourself that you may have suppressed before. All these kind of traumatic moments, but also these fun, lighthearted moments too that you've forgotten was part of your life. And by talking to my family, both here in the U.S. and as well as in Wuhan, hearing their sides of the story, I felt very appreciative of how much my family went through when they first immigrated here, and just the trials my parents went in making sure they didn't get fired, because if they did, we would just get deported out of the country within weeks, and how stressful that may have been for them.
Well, this book, it's a poignant and funny new illustrated memoir written by author Laura GAO. Laura, if people want to find this book, where can they go find this book for purchase?
Yeah, you can find it at most major bookstores out there, so Barnes & Nobles, your indie bookstores. You can also find it online on Amazon as well. So
thanks so much for taking time out with us to talk about your story. And it's really a funny approach to some real issues in life, and a good read. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's Laura GAO. She's really, really funny. We'll be back after this timeout.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
We do have breaking news this hour. Ukraine President Zelensky addresses Congress this morning after what happened to his country. He says the old ways of keeping peace no longer work as he proposes new institutions to keep the peace.
The war of the past have prompted our predecessors to create institutions that should protect us from war. But they unfortunately don't work. We see it, you see it, so we need new ones, new institutions, new alliances, and we offer them. We propose to create an association, U24, United for Peace,